Hello and welcome to the Postgraduate Arts and Humanities Centre. My name's Nikolai Duffy. I'm the Associate Head of the Centre, and I'd just like to welcome you all today to our online open day. And what I'd like to do is just sort of give you a few bits of information about studying here as a postgraduate researcher, and also a few sort of handy tips about where you can find out more information, a few details about the live chat function that we'll have on Tuesday for the next open day. So the Postgraduate Arts and Humanities Centre is our main body that looks after postgraduate research within the Arts and Humanities faculty. So as such, we're quite a big centre. It's a big faculty. PAHC, as it's known in abbreviation, brings together 9 departments and 4 research centres within the Faculty of the Arts and Humanities. And we provide a fully supportive community of practice to over 400 postgraduate researchers and early career researchers within the faculty. That phrase community of practice for us is a key one. One of the things that we're really motivated about here is the sense that the landscape of the PhD is changing, where in the past it was very common to sort of have an idea of a PhD student who would sort of be a lone scholar working in a dusty library or in a room by themselves, cut off really from the rest of the academic community. In PAHC, we're very much keen to promote a sense of vibrant community and to bring researchers together, often working in different fields or even in different disciplines, in order that kind of new exchanges can take place and new ways for thinking about the work that you're currently undertaking. So we're also home to quite a large international student body, and our students come from all over the world, many of whom are funded by UK research councils and international scholarships. And we also provide a culture of, as I said, collaborative research. So one of the ways that we do that is through research training program that we run every year, which you would be able to have full access to. But we also sort of promote collaborative research through online portals that we use. The main one is called Hearts Online, and I can provide details in the live chat. And that's a sort of community website, if you like, which contains the latest news in relation to postgraduate research nationally and internationally, but also in relation to what's going on in the university campus itself, which is often a very active and busy place. One of the key things that we do is in terms of the research areas that we look into, we have specialisms in practice research, digital studies, and professional development. And I would say that those are the sort of the key areas that we have the most number of students on. As I've said, every year we run the Research Trainer Programme, otherwise known as the RTP. And this is a kind of very diverse series of talks, workshops, lectures, seminars on a whole range of different topics related to postgraduate study. And that runs all the way from first enrolling in terms of the first steps that you need to take when you start a PhD program with us, all the way through to at the very end, preparing for a viva, preparing your thesis for examination, as well as how to publish in journals, how to seek academic employment afterwards or other forms of employment. There's a sort of whole gamut of different areas that are covered. And all of these sessions are run by different staff across the faculty who all have kind of key specialisms within those particular areas. One of the other key things to note is that all of these sessions, the training sessions, are live streamed every week. They tend to take place on Wednesdays at different times of the day, but all of those are live streamed and archived on our postgraduate portal, Hearts Online. One of the other areas that we're kind of really keen to promote and kind of develop at the moment is enabling student partnerships, particularly in terms of partnerships with non-higher education businesses and organisations. So to this end, if you studied here, you'd come to hear about an idea of a collaborative PhD. And this is a kind of growing area of PhD research, where your own project would be worked on in tandem with a non-higher education partner. the great thing about this is it kind of brings relevance and applicability to your studies, which is always one thing that's really good to think about from the very outset about why should the research that you want to do need to be done? What kind of applicability or relevance does it have? One of the other sort of final areas that we're very sort of keen to promote is research degree projects that include elements of social, cultural, and public engagement. So one of the things the Arts and Humanities faculty runs is a program of public events called Research in Arts and Humanities, or RAR as it's known. There's a regular podcast that's organised by RAR. If you search RAR podcast, either on the MMU website or on usual podcast archives, you'll be able to come across those. And these support and kind of supplement a range of public events that talk about different academic concerns, different academic areas that have a sort of broader relevance, if you like, to the wider community, or at least we're thinking about how our own scholarship and research can be applied to the wider community in positive and productive ways. One thing to bear in mind about, and I can talk about more during the live chat session, or if you'd like to email me with any questions, my email address is n.duffy, Duffy, at mmu.ac.uk. If you have any questions at all about anything, please do feel free to email me. The other thing I just wanted to draw your attention to before I close this short video is a website that we run called Collective Online Learning. If you search Collective Online Learning MMU, you'll find yourself taken straight to it. And this is a resource that we've put together, which is a kind of 6-step course that helps you write a research proposal for your degree. So if you're interested in studying for a PhD but aren't entirely sure how best to go about putting a proposal together that kind of sings to the best strengths that you have, but also to the kind of clear focus that you want to do, I'd really recommend checking out Collective Online Learning. It's a free resource which is open to anybody. All you'll need to do when you follow the guidelines there is to email the contact there, someone, my colleague called Mina Trustrom, who will be able to give you a password to access the course. Once you have that, the course is free and you can complete it in your own time. It can be done in stages. You just save as you go. And at the end of it, it'll sort of guide you through the process to creating your own fully fledged research proposal. And if you so wish, at the end of that, the proposal can then be sent to a colleague here who will read it in some detail and come back to you with any comments and additions they think that might be helpful. Okay, that's it. I'm sorry we're not able to meet in person, but I really look forward to chatting to some of you on the live chat. And as I say, if you have any questions at all about PhD study, do feel free to contact me, n.duffy at mmu.ac.uk. All right, thanks very much.